Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Not long until the new season kicks off on Sunday afternoon against Newcastle United. It's fast approaching, and I'm not going to lie, I'm getting a bit excited. My excitement is increasing. I'm even looking forward to Friday night, Brentford against Arsenal on the telly. I'm looking forward to sitting down, watching that. The Barclays is back. Here we go. And here we go is not what we're saying about any signings at West Ham. Well, we've got Areola, but that's all we've got for Newcastle. However, there's two players in particular I'm really looking forward to seeing next season. Two players I think will step up in their performance, their importance to West Ham. Could they be Ham of the Year contenders? Possibly. Gonzo certainly thinks one of them will be. I'm really looking forward to them because we know how good Ogbonna's going to be. Soufal, Soucek, Declan Rice. But Pablo Fornals and Saïd Benrahma, I think they've got another level to go. And I think next season we could see them step it up that other level. And if they do, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be good to watch. They're going to be big players for West Ham if they can step up. And I'm looking forward to it. Saïd Benrahma last season, I don't think he got a fair crack at the whip. I think he should have played more. Some games he did play, I don't think he did well enough, or I don't think he would have fitted into what Moyes wanted to see from him. But there was also other games that he should have played more minutes, he shouldn't have come off, he should have started the next game and didn't, so on and so forth. But that's done now. It's now about next season. And I'm looking forward to him having more time on the pitch, more of a consistent run in the team, a bigger role under David Moyes. And I think he's going to get it. Pre-season, he's lit it up. But not only has he lit it up pre-season, he's done it at the end of pre-season, which I think is almost important going into the new one. It's a bit like Antonio. He didn't score the first 2-3 games, but he scored the last 2-3 games. I'd much prefer that. You've gained a bit of momentum before the season kicks off. And I expect Benrahma to start on Sunday against Newcastle United as well. I'm looking forward to that. But also Pablo Fornals. Gonzo's predicted him to be Ham of the Year. I completely get why. I'm not going to make that prediction as yet. But he's got it all, doesn't he, Fornals? He's just got it all. I've sort of defended him quite a lot on this channel, especially last season when he had his critics and stuff. But the one advantage of not having Jesse Lingard at the moment, or a replacement for Jesse Lingard, is these two players, Saïd Benrahma and Pablo Fornals. These two players can benefit from no Jesse or Jesse replacement yet. But before we get into it a bit more, I just want to point you in the direction of the One Football app, the best place to keep up to date with all the latest West Ham news and transfer rumours, especially ahead of the new season. It's completely free to download, so get it, download it today. The link is in the description and the pinned comments. Favourite it, and it combines social media with football. You follow what you want, and then you see exactly what you follow. So for West Ham, you'll keep up to date with all the latest team news ahead of Sunday's game. Find out just how fit Ogbonna is. And then on Saturday, you can keep up to date with all the scores around the Premier League as the goals fly in, except at Turf Moor when they take on Brighton. That's got 0-0 written all over it, hasn't it? It's got to be. But One Football app is the best football app for football fans. And myself and Gonzo will be using it on Sunday as well. 1 hour before kickoff, we will get a notification on our phone from One Football telling us West Ham's starting 11 at St James's Park. Get it, download it today. But as I was saying, the vacancy created by Jesse Lingard is important. Not necessarily the role, because I'm not sure Fornals or Benrahma will get the freedom I felt Jesse got under David Moyes. I felt Lingard got away with a little bit more. But when you're producing 9 goals in 16 games, I think it justifies the manager's choice. But what this does, at the start of last season, we sort of opted for a 3-4-3 kind of formation with Masuaku left wing back. Then when we lost Masuaku, we had to switch. We switched to 4 at the back. And Jesse Lingard played in what you would call a traditional number 10. We didn't always have that last season. But what it has done now is sort of make that our best formation. I think that is our best formation. The sort of 4-2-3-1 on paper, if you like. It is on paper. Different variations, but that is on paper. And this creates, I think, the optimum role for Pablo Fornals. I don't want to see him left wing back, by the way. I saw that friendly. I caught 70 minutes of the friendly against Atlanta. I don't want to see Pablo Fornals left wing back. I get it to some extent, because if we are going to go 3 at the back against Newcastle at any point, someone's got to play there, because Masuaku's not quite fit enough. But surely not Pablo Fornals, because this is where he's his own victim to some extent. He almost works too hard. Because he works so hard, a bit like Jared Bowen to some extent, I think Moyes trusts him. And Moyes looks at his team and thinks, who can I trust in that role? Pablo Fornals. Surely Ben Johnson or Ryan Fredericks is a better solution there. But anyway, we'll deal with that in the Newcastle preview later this week. So I don't want to see Fornals left wing back. But when you play 3 at the back, you almost don't have the best position for Fornals, because then you've got the striker and 2 players that sort of play wide, number 10s. And I want to see Fornals right in the middle of the park, because his best attribute is his passing, it's his vision, the technique of his pass as well. He's such a creative player. I think he's fantastic. And he does work hard on and off the ball. His finishing leaves a lot to be desired. There's no getting away from it. Last season, Pablo Fornals missed a lot of big chances, okay? He just did. But I've always been willing to overlook that, because Mo Salah misses a lot of big chances. I think Mo Salah last season missed 19 big chances. The only reason I know that is because I was reading something about Fantasy League, and Salah lost points on Fantasy League because of how much big chances he misses. But he gets into those positions, and I always think that reading the game is arguably more important than being a good finisher, because if you can put the ball in the back of the net, no problem, but you can't get into positions, then it's a bit pointless, really, isn't it? So I'd much rather have someone that can read the game, get into the positions to get those big chances consistently, as Pablo Fornals often finds himself. And if he can improve that finishing, if he can just up his finishing by 10%, he will score goals for West Ham. But more importantly, he will create goals. And I think that is what we will see next season. He's a delight of a player to watch. He's a joy to watch. And there's some players, when they join your club, they just get it. Now, what it is up to you and you and you. Everybody's got a different thing as to what it is. But Fornals just does. Fornals has spoken about Upton Park, the bowling ground. He's spoken about the history of West Ham over and over again. You can tell this is someone that's come in and he just loves the club. He loves the fans. He loves his teammates and stuff. And there's not one. He's probably the player I hope for most success at West Ham. I want to see him do well next season. And I believe he will, as does Gonzo. Hammer your prediction. I can completely understand it. I can understand why people would expect him to be almost got into the Spanish squad for the Euros as well. So that's going to give him a lift. He didn't quite make it. He was sort of in the backup squad or whatever. But that's a good thing. That is being told by Luis Enrique that you're not far away from my team. You're not far away from my Spain squad here. World Cup next year, you can get into that. You can get into that World Cup squad. So expect a big season from Pablo. But also Said Benrahma. Like I said at the start, last season, it's done with now. It's now to focus on next season. He's blistering form in pre-season as well. And we need someone. We need a Jesse Lingard. Okay, we're going to need someone at times to grab the game by the scruff of the neck, to entertain us. And the fans coming back is where Said Benrahma is really going to benefit. If there's anyone in this team that's going to benefit from the fans turning up week in, week out, it's Said Benrahma. And I think sometimes when you are the entertainer, if you want to call it that, in an empty stadium, I think it can possibly be a bit more difficult than it is when you've got 60,000 people, as you will, at London Stadium, cheering a step over, applauding a flick. When he tries an ambitious shot and he goes narrowly wide, he's going to get people singing his name, people encouraging him to try it again. 30 yards out, you'll hear the fans shouting shoot. He won't always do it, but you hear the fans doing it. You'll hear the fans encouraging him. They want to see him. He's an entertainer. And he's got the ability to back it up, though. He's not just all flicks and tricks. He can score goals, he can set up goals. And his assist last season was brilliant. He scored an important goal towards the end of the season. And now, this is where he's right age. He's had a year at West Ham now. He's got to grab this opportunity because he's got one. We still might sign Jesse Lingard or a replacement for Jesse Lingard. I hope we do. I still hope we get Jesse back. But when Jesse arrives, Benrahma, Fornals, Bowen, they've got to give Moyes an issue. They've got to say to Moyes, you do not put him straight back in the starting 11, because we've done it against Newcastle, we've done it against Leicester, we've done it against Crystal Palace. We've performed so far this season. You do not put him straight back in the starting 11. But Benrahma in particular probably has a little bit more to prove to Moyes than what the other ones do, because he's done it so far in pre-season, but it is pre-season. I try not to read too much into friendlies. I've seen players rip up friendlies before and do nothing later on in the season, and vice versa. I've seen players not bother their arse in friendlies, but as soon as the Premier League season kicks off, they turn into a different animal altogether. Friendlies, you can only take so much things from. They're indicators is what I would call them, just like stats. I consider stats as indicators, but Benrahma's been encouraging, there's no doubt about that. He gets you excited. When we turn up for Leicester, when we go to the London Stadium to watch them against Leicester, we're going to be excited to see Said Benrahma start for West Ham United. But they've got an opportunity now, Benrahma, Fornals and Bowen, to grasp to just take that starting spot against Newcastle, because I expect all three to start, and to say to David Moyes, this is your attack. Because someone's going to, as it stands, we don't have a second striker. We've got Antonio, and that is it. Now, that is worrying in itself. But what that does do currently, prior to any arrivals, and God forbid we better get arrivals, but as it stands, Bowen may very well be our second striker, and I think he will be. But again, that provides more opportunity for Benrahma Fornals, because if Bowen has to go up front to cover for Antonio, the space in behind the striker becomes available. These two players I'm excited for next season. Now, I hate the phrase like a new signing. I hate it. But sometimes, now and again, there's a player that I think, alright, I'll let you have it. Said Benrahma is going to be like a new signing next season, because I don't think we're going to see the one we saw last season. Even then, it wasn't anything bad, right? But I think next season, I think we're going to sign I think we're going to see the £25 million Said Benrahma. I think we're going to see the Brentford Benrahma next season. I'm excited. I am very excited for football coming back. I'm very excited to see Said Benrahma and Pablo Fornals next season, and hopefully excited to see a new signing soon at West Ham. But we can't have everything, can we? So I'll take the Benrahma and Fornals thing and 3 points at St James's Park on Sunday. But anyway, I'm going to disappear now. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like on it. Subscribe if you're new around here.